So there's something called the three Ps. All right. And the three Ps, this is from my high status networking program, but the three Ps is I'm going to talk about social status. All right. You're in one of three positions at all times. All right. It's high status, no status, or low status. Okay. And I'm talking in the social environment, the social circles, because we live in a social world. So this is unfortunately true, but it's part of the game. All right. In business, this heavily affects you. And it's so weird, but it's just true. So I'm going to share with you. All right. This is another thing that you can add to your marketing. All right. This is for the marketing pillar. Okay. Because in truth, to me, right, knowledge is the highest. But what I've learned from doing business is that status sometimes trumps knowledge just because of psychology and perception of people. Okay. If they don't know better and they fall for the cognitive biases, status is one of those. Because what is status? What bias is status? It's authority. It's authority bias. Okay. There's a billionaire, Charlie Munger, who really made the cognitive biases known, right? And it's called the 25 cognitive biases. So that's something I encourage everyone to look up. Just use AI to give you a summary or go buy his book, right? $100 book. I have it upstairs. But there's so many data points on just cognitive biases if you wanted to learn. But one of them is authority bias. When you have a book in the market, right? In the market, let me ask you this question. Have you ever been to a conference where the event coordinators hired on a person just simply because they have a book, but then when they presented outdated information? Have you ever noticed that or experienced it? I have. All right. And in my field, I need to, especially with what I do, I need to know the relevant data, right? The information that is relevant, applicable, and useful. I don't need to know things that don't work anymore or tactics that are just short term. For me, what I'm looking for is long-term benefit to myself and to everyone else that's part of it. That's everyone that's connected and impacted by it, right? So when it comes to writing a book, one thing that happens is you automatically elevate your social status in whatever field that is. So for example, with Verge, I see you right here. So I'm just gonna talk about you real quick. So Verge the scientist, right? Automatically, when I see that name, I automatically assume, all right, she's a scientist. That's one. If I don't know anything about science, I might have to ask her, right? That's one. In my perception, her position in the market already elevates to me simply because she's a scientist. If I assume a lot of things, she might have done so much research, so many years put in, whatever else experience she has, that stacks, okay? Those things stack in her favor, in my mind. So automatically the authority starts to raise, okay? Does that make sense? Now imagine Verge writing a book, right? Now if she put all her knowledge into a book, how much more social status would elevate for her, right? I don't know if you have a book or not yet, but just saying, okay? So that right there, it stacks. That continues to stack. It stacks her social proof, her social status, and elevates it to a high status position. And now if she shares that on her social media, what happens? Every single person that lands on her social media page, the authority bias is so high that now she is perceived as an expert in her field. Okay. That's what having a book can do. That's the power of sharing on social media and niching down into Verge the scientist right there. Okay. You already have the flywheel, the multiplier effect in your favor because you did it. You took the action. I saw you do it. Remember? We talked about it and you did it immediately. So that's a leader right there. So shout out to you. So that right there is everything. Okay. This is how you play the game in business. It's how can you favor yourself, benefit yourself by impacting the world, but by niching into a specialty, by becoming that one person that people can know and trust and like and learn from and follow. It's by elevating your game, by positioning yourself. It's by positions, okay? It's by positions.